Attackers opened fire at a bus stop at a busy intersection in North Jerusalem on Monday, killing 5 people and injuring another 12 people, according to Israeli police and emergency rescue services. Police said the attackers shot people waiting at a bus stop, while Israeli media reported the attackers also boarded a crowded bus and opened fire inside. A security officer and a civilian who were at the scene shot and killed the attackers, police said. The shooting took place at a major intersection at the northern entrance to Jerusalem, on a road that leads to Jewish settlements located in East Jerusalem. Footage of the attack showed dozens of people fleeing from a bus stop at the busy intersection during the morning rush hour. Paramedics who responded to the scene said the area was chaotic and covered in broken glass, with people wounded and lying unconscious on the road and a sidewalk near the bus stop.
We did assist with transporting some of the patients that were severely wounded to nearby hospitals, and you have the Zaka team on scene as well, who was taking care, ensuring the proper respect for the patients that unfortunately didn't make it.
Okay, can you please tell us what's happened here this morning?
אני בדיוק חשבתי אולי אני אקח טרמפי, ואז נתקע לי סיליקון של אוזניה באוזן, אז אמרתי אני אחזור לבית להוציא את זה, הלכתי לכיוון שמה, פתאום אני שומע יריות, ברחנו, נשכבנו על הכביש, לאחר מכן אני חוזר לכאן בשביל לעזור לאנשים, הורדנו את החגורות, אספנו חגורות מאנשים בשביל לחסום עורקים.
עזרת פה
אני הבוקר החלפתי את החגורה, התלבטתי אם לשים חגורה או לא, והבוקר אמרתי אני אשים חגורה, יהיה לי יותר נוח ככה, העברתי מהמכנסיים של אתמול, המכנסיים שלהם את החגורה, ואיתם זכיתי להציל בן אדם.
בקשר עם הנהלה השופטית, אז כרגע לא בקשר עם חברי חברתיים.
Panic-stricken reports about an emergency in the occupied Luhansk region are being spread on Russian Z channels. According to anonymous sources, about 300 prisoners who had previously been recruited into assault units of the Russian army have escaped from a military training ground in the so-called LNR, maximum attention. About 300 stormtroopers escaped from the training ground in the LNR, all from the penal colonies. I can't say anything about weapons, but maximum attention. Warn everyone as much as possible. They won't necessarily advance in a crowd. Keep that in mind too, the message says. Although there is no official confirmation of this information yet, such cases have been recorded more than once. The Russian practice of sending convicts to the front, including for serious crimes, regularly leads to escapes within the aggressor's troops. Recruitment of prisoners became widespread back in 2022 when the founder of the Wagner PMC, Yevgeny Prigozhin, personally visited prisons and agitated convicts to join the ranks of mercenaries. In exchange, they were promised amnesty and cash payments. Later, After Prigozhin's mutiny and the actual defeat of Wagner, this scheme was completely adopted by the Russian Defense Ministry. It was this practice that became one of the factors in the disintegration of the Russian army. People without military experience and motivation were sent to the front, which led to huge losses and an increase in the criminalization of troops. Over time, regular units were mixed with criminals, which sharply undermined combat effectiveness and increased chaos in the command. The incident in Luhansk is yet another confirmation that the military mobilization system in Russia is bursting at the seams. The mass escape of hundreds of armed people in the occupied territory poses a threat not only to the local population but also to the Russian occupation structures themselves. Experts say that prisoners and criminals of the Russian army will drown Russia in a wave of crime. Federal government sources admit that even now, the system is struggling to cope with the influx of men returning from the front, many of whom suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, alcoholism, and aggression. If thousands of people return at once, the system will simply collapse, says one official. In Russia, there are practically no specialized rehabilitation centers or narrow-profile psychologists. Attempts to train students for this work do not inspire confidence even among the officials themselves. A senior, shell-shocked military man will not listen to a young student, the Ministry of Labor states. According to Fari Daily sources, the first year after the end of the war will be a year of mass drinking binges, a surge in violence and domestic crimes. A sharp increase in murders and serious crimes committed by former military personnel is already being recorded. According to the investigation by Verstka, in just 3 years of war, the heroes of the SVO killed and maimed more than 750 people. 378 people died, 376 were seriously injured. Most often, these crimes are associated with drunken domestic conflicts. The geography of the crimes covers 80 Russian regions, including annexed Crimea and Sevastopol. I'm a hero, I fought for you, and you are rear rats. With such aggression, many of them return home. They consider society to be indebted to them, but instead of gratitude, they face reality and take it out on their loved ones.